the issue is that there's an expectation that we're either supposed to be happy or that we're not supposed to be angry. So the thing is that those two emotions juxtaposed against each other, it's not effective. And to me, what I believe our pursuit in life is to be fulfilled. And to me, fulfilled means to be able to fully feel all emotions. So can I fully feel my anger? Can I fully feel my sadness? Sadness is the other one. So can I fully feel my anger? Can I fully feel my sadness? Can I fully feel my joy? Can I fully feel my surprise? Can I fully feel like all those different things?
How do you take that? Like, what are you going to do with that? Right? Because some people, they'll take the being pissed and they'll say, they'll basically self-sabotage themselves because they'll take the being pissed and then they'll, oh, poor me. And then they'll do nothing. They'll sit around and watch Netflix all day. What does somebody like you do when you get pissed?
That's a great question. The first thing that I do is I get introspective on why I'm pissed. Like what's emerging for me? Like what the lesson, what's the lesson that the pissed or the anger or the frustration is looking to teach me? So what's the lesson that the emotion is trying to teach me? Because that's essentially what the emotion is, trying to get your attention for something. And then, I from that place of curiosity, then I look at my purpose. So I immediately look at my purpose, and then I go, how can I take this moment to fuel my purpose?
Mm-hmm.
So then I go, so from that place, it's intention, it's perseverance. It's like, okay, well, let me double down on my purpose in some way, shape, or form. That's really like that's usually what it ends up becoming. Now the question is how quickly can I get there? How quickly can I get to that place? So that's part of my evolution in life. What it used to be was self-sabotage, and it used to be like all the different things that were, me beating myself up and all that other kind of stuff. Now it's what's my purpose? What's my mission? And then how can I use that energy to fuel my purpose and my mission?
And do you feel like there's a lot of young kids today that are just self-sabotaging themselves? I mean, they're just making horrendous decisions because they get pissed, right? I mean, I'll give you an example. When I was growing up, if somebody would look at me wrong and piss me off, then there was an immediate like, all right, we're going to fight, right? There was always that pissed off to the anger to we both like, what's the point, right? And do you feel like that happens a lot and where are people getting that from? Where are we learning that from? Or is it just human nature? What are your thoughts?
First of all, one of the things that I tell people is that in this context, I think so I want to juxtapose getting pissed with being happy, which I also see as a slippery slope as well. That Will Smith came out with that movie, The Pursuit of Happiness. And I do not believe that it is our intention in life to pursue happiness. I think it's a very, very myopic and narrow-sighted view. Like there's 6 core emotions. Joy is one of them. Happiness is a secondary or, a tier of joy. There's joy, there's anger, there's fear, there's surprise, there's love. There's anger, joy, fear, surprise, love, and anger, joy, fear, surprise, love, and for some reason the other one's escaping me. But bottom line is that out of all those 6 emotions, the 6 core emotions, that we would be pursuing only one of them, right? So why would we be pursuing only one?
Right.
So the issue is that there's an expectation that we're either supposed to be happy or that we're not supposed to be angry. So the thing is that those two emotions juxtaposed against each other, it's not effective. And to me, what I believe our pursuit in life is to be fulfilled. And to me, fulfilled means to be able to fully feel all emotions. So can I fully feel my anger? Can I fully feel my sadness? Sadness is the other one. So can I fully feel my anger? Can I fully feel my sadness? Can I fully feel my joy? Can I fully feel my surprise? Can I fully feel like all those different things? Like, can I experience those? And if I can experience joy, which includes happiness, if I can experience my anger, then what it does is it tells me that I'm just having a natural occurrence of just being human. So what happens with kids is that there's this expectation associated with the emotion. And that's what sends them over the rails. It's the expectations. Like, I'm angry and I'm not supposed to be angry. And I've also associated anger with some physical outburst, right? So now I've associated anger. So now to me, angry is not just an emotion. Like, right, I can be angry right now. I told you I was pissed, I was frustrated, angry, right? But the idea is that, me being angry right now, you don't see me like breaking anything, you know? I'm not throwing anything. I'm not, tossing stuff. And I'm big enough to lift up a lot of stuff. So the thing is that what we do is we associate anger with a certain set of actions. And then we don't want to experience those certain set of actions because we associate that with anger. But what's happening is that there's all these built-in expectations associated with what the emotion is, whether or not we should be experiencing it, what the set of actions that occur as a result of us experiencing it. So then we just completely either go into self-sabotage because we don't know what to do with the emotion, or we avoid it completely and we withdraw, which essentially makes us like a grenade, right? So then when somebody comes up and pokes you the right way, pulls out your pen, then all of a sudden you explode.
Right.
So
Right.
I really appreciate you asking me like what I do with the emotion, because what I do with the emotion is really an important thing. How we manage the emotion really informs our experience of life.
That's powerful, man. That's powerful. And this is why us as humans, we need to continue to grow. That this is powerful. Just even the way that you explain that was so powerful. And a lot of people don't think about it like that. They're not, really going into the emotions, trying to feel the emotion so that they can allow themselves to be guided a little bit, maybe on a more mature level. Like you said, you could be pissed, but you don't have to be throwing anything. And you could be upset, but you don't have to hurt anything. And it's just that's a different process. Where did you learn all this stuff, and how did you get to that point? Like, what did your parents do? Tell me about your little bit about your upbringing. How did what were you like when you were young?
Daniel, what I was like when I was young was the opposite. I was all over the place. I did not have a very I didn't understand how to emotionally navigate the world. My parents were I would say my parents were intellectuals. So they had a very high level understanding of things. They knew a lot. Um, but one of the things that and I would imagine that this is something that you experience in your journey, is that there's a distinction between knowing something and having an embodied learning of it, you know. And and so when it comes to emotion, especially, like, I can tell you what to do with your emotions. Like, I can say it, I can indicate it to you. But something has to occur on a somatic level. Soma means body. So your somatic nervous system has to be able to respond accordingly. So some people still, they go, oh, I intellectually know what you're telling me about this thing about emotion. I'm not supposed to throw things, but every time I get angry, I still throw things. So why am I still throwing things? It's because I need to reprogram my nervous system. Essentially, what happens is that, and I use these two examples as extreme examples. When people go to boot camp, they're not just learning how to shoot a gun. When people go to boot camp, they're learning how to not shoot the wrong person. And to be able to do that is a certain level of navigating high pressure environment to be able to regulate your nervous system so that you can maintain your composure and your awareness. So there is the intellectual understanding of what emotion is, how it works, all of that. That's an important component. So I got a lot of that from my parents at a foundational level. I had a lot of embedded understanding. But dude, my emotional experience of life was awful, because when people would say something to me, man, I would raise my voice, I would yell. I didn't know how to control what was happening. Even if I stopped yelling, I still would feel like just turmoil inside. So So I didn't really learn how to process emotion effectively until I went to my first somatic experiencing workshop. So when I went to a somatic experiencing workshop, and for people who understand somatic experiencing, essentially what it is it's a way of navigating through your past so that you can reprogram your nervous system so that you can understand how to manage traumatic experiences, traumatic responses, and manage how to effectively move through that. And one of the reasons why that's such an important thing to do, especially for men, is because all of the things that you want are on the other side of your ability to effectively manage your emotions. Every single thing that you want, the woman that you want, the body that you want, everything is on the other side of your ability to effectively handle emotions. Because what happens is that when we step into something, step into a process, any process, relationship is a process, parenting is a process, fitness is a process, and you run up against your edges or you run up against your walls, and you don't know how to manage the emotional response, then what we do is we move into exactly what you said, which is self-sabotage, or
Right.
or complete desolation of the people that matter the most to us, and we either push them away, we denigrate them, we do whatever we can to push them away because we can't manage our emotional experience. So every single thing that we want is on the other side of our ability to effectively manage them.
If you like this video and you want to watch another one, click right here. If you want to watch the entire podcast, click right here.